All right, everyone. Welcome to James Bond Bitcoin Live. Oops, I named it 007, but I'll name it 008 here. I'll change the name. Um, so today here we have Yellow Fever for you. Please introduce yourself,
Hi,
Yellow Fever.
hi guys, Yellow Fever. I mine Bitcoin and or well, actually Ethereum, Bitcoin, soon to be Litecoin, lots of different stuff. Zcash. I also collect coins and hold on to them for the long term.
All right, and then we have Kenn Bosak. So introduce yourself. You're a return guest.
Hey, how goes it? Kenn Bosak from the BitcoinPodcast.com, and I got my own YouTube channel as well where I interview people sort of like this and do reviews and tutorials. Thanks for having me on again, James.
Thank you very much. You're welcome very much. And then finally, last but not least, Brian McLaughlin. Please introduce yourself.
Howdy, everybody. Yeah, Brian McLaughlin. Very new to the crypto space. Only been here about 4 months, but I've been having a blast learning everything. I got scammed real early, so it's made me take a mathematical approach to everything and go after crypto Ponzi's. Thanks for having me on again, James.
You're welcome as well. And Ozzy, if he can join us, I did send him a link, but as you know, he's out in I think he's in Lebanon right now. So until he returns, Brian, you are our smoking guest. So go ahead and smoke for Ozzy, and that's what you're here for. So let me go to Yellow Fever for you. We talked a little bit about scam coins, and there's one in particular you wanted to talk about, and I know Ken also made a video, but he has a different story. Let me start with you, Yellow Fever. What do you think about BitConnect?
Well, I think BitConnect's probably more of a Ponzi scheme. I mean, they could actually have a true trading bot, but there's no evidence of it. And when I look at something that I'm going to invest in, I go and I research it, and I look for things that tick, a scam. Connect was just ticking so many things, spelling errors on their website. Uh, is give us your Bitcoin and we'll give you something else. That's another one. Uh, just locking your funds in and you can't get to them was another one. There's just several things that just scream at me. If after so many of these things start, screaming out at you, this is a scam, then, I come to the conclusion it's a scam, and it's too risky for me to go any further beyond that.
Right. You have your own channel, and every now and then you do a live stream of your own,
Yeah.
and you have Thomas, right? Thomas Gutierrez on your live stream.
Yeah.
He's experimenting with BitConnect. I know you talked to him. Like, what have you found out so far? Like, how does it work, and how are people making money? I mean, it's possible to make money off of this and still be a scam. Can you get more detail about that?
Yeah. The way it looks is they say that they're taking it and the money that you give them, the Bitcoin you give them, and they're using a trade box and trading it around on the exchanges uh, of this incredible trade bot that never does anything a wrong move and making money on it, and you're supposed to benefit off of it.
And it has a referral program as well, and you get paid on
It
that.
has a referral program as well. Um, so I don't know. To me, it seems like the referral program gives too much money to me, and then also the way you're earning money back seems just the numbers don't seem quite right, because trade bots that you can go out and you can get a trade bot and use it, and they're not going to do as good as BitConnect does. So I mean, it seems like too good to be true, and usually when something is too good to be true, it looks too good. It is. And I know that Ken, he did the numbers on it too, and it didn't look good, but told us about some numbers that you were experiencing lately. Do you want to give us insight on that?
Yeah, so I did a $200 loan on BitConnect 10 days ago, and I've already received over $20 in lending wallet, meaning like profit from that. The only thing that's concerning though is there's some days here that I have earned like 0% interest, and then other days where I earn like 1.8% interest, and then another day where I earn, point nine or nothing. It's crazy. 0.07%. It's very, very sporadic. I get like one day I made $3, the next day I made $0, the next day I made $1, to the next day I made $2. It's just there's 0 cents to it, and it doesn't show me any lending performance or like any proof that it made a trade. Like, here's what we bought, here's what we sold, here, there, this, that, here's some information. I don't get any of that. I'm just seeing it says, hey, you lend 200, here's your interest for the day. And I'm getting my daily payouts, but I did get 0 one day, and I got 14 cents one of the other days. So it looks like there's a chance I could get to the point where it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and I just stop getting my payouts. And I'm also negative somehow randomly. My account just showed up saying I'm negative 0.0016 Bitcoin out of nowhere. So,
Ken, is there a minimum withdrawal limit?
I don't know. I haven't tried to withdraw yet. I'm going to wait till I've been doing this for 30 days. I'm going to try to withdraw then, but it didn't look like it. And another problem I had with this website is it's not straightforward. There's no information step by step. There's just roadblocks, and then you have to figure out how to get around them. So if there is a limit, I'm not going to be told straightforward. I'm going to have to probably run into that brick wall and figure out how to get around it.
Now, Ken, you made a video about BitConnect. You actually put in $200 worth of Bitcoin, and somehow you couldn't withdraw $200, or you loaned out 100, but you were trying to withdraw some of that. Tell us your experience about that.
Oh, yeah. So when I first signed up, like I said, it's not straightforward. The website is completely just convoluted. You really it's weird. They want your money, but you have to really figure out how to get them your money and use the platform. But once you do, to take some of that money off, they wouldn't let me at first. I actually had to download their app onto my phone, and then I had to link it with Google, and I had to link it with my Google authentication app, and that way I could finally withdraw my money from their website using their app that was now on my phone, which I don't like, because I don't like giving apps any access to my mobile phone. It's just not something I consider comfortable. Since I got into crypto, I'm really picky on the apps I download now.
All right, so you had eventually you got that extra Bitcoin out that you wanted to bring out, right?
Yeah. But it wasn't straightforward. I had to really look into it. I had to read the settings. I had to find the fine print, and then I was like, oh, okay, I have to download the app.
Oh yeah, it scares me when I hear about that, because if I have to do that much just to get my own Bitcoin back, it's something I definitely don't want to be sending my Bitcoin to. So now you say it's about 1% interest, and you've gotten so out of the $100 that you loaned out, right? So eventually you got
200.
Okay. Oh, so you did leave the 200 in there.
Yeah, I left 200 in, and I think I pulled out 100 because I was going to do 3, but by the time I sent it, it wasn't a 300 even, and you can only do it in even amounts. So 200 was the highest I could do.
All right, so it was 200. So you left 200 in there, and so you're getting about 20 some odd dollars. So that's about a 10% return based on how many days?
10 days.
10 days. So basically, you're getting a little bit less than 1% a day, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Now the numbers behind this is kind of interesting, because Brian has some unique formula. Tell us more about that. What'd you call your formula again, Brian?
It's the McLaughlin constant.
The McLaughlin constant. Yeah, tell us more about that and how it works.
Well, okay. So if I told you about Matizer and the fact I got scammed by it, and I did an autopsy of Matizer in my first YouTube video, and by analyzing the information it gave on its return on your investment and the lifespan of it, I came up with the number 1.44. And the use of this constant is you take a crypto Ponzi scheme and you take the ROI. Say they're giving you 1% daily return, like they are with Kenn. Then that is 100 days in which you will make back your return on investment. So you take that ROI times the McLaughlin constant, 1.44, and you'll be given 144 days. And that would be the lifespan of the Ponzi. Now, there are some Ponzis that will do some updates to the sites, and you have to adjust it for those variables. But normally, the constant rings true.
Okay, so about 144 days since Kenneth started, or when the site started?
The site started.
Okay, and so I don't know the exact date of which the site started. I know it's relatively new. Does anybody know when BitConnect started? I think it's almost been 3 months.
Here's
but I
the
could be wrong.
problem I've had trying to figure that mess out. They domain name hopped not too long ago from like a dot something to a dot co. I can't remember what it was, but it was like a weird dot, and now it's a dot co. And so they domain hopped on me, and I couldn't figure out how long they've been around. But I kind of gave up because I couldn't find the white paper. I messaged them, and all they would tell me was to, like, sign up and use their referral code. So like even their official Twitter and official Facebook is straight up just spamming you with referrals. So I couldn't get any information on like the white paper or any lending proof or any of that. So I gave up looking into like how old the website was, because I ran into another brick wall that they domain name hopped. And I found people that were, I didn't find the proof they were saying was there, but some people said they found proof that their addresses and their phone numbers and all the information provided from BitConnect about BitConnect is something that you can link to a previous scam, but I couldn't find that via Google search. So,
okay, I'm trying to just look on YouTube for BitConnect and see the oldest video I can find. And so far, it looks like 2 months. 2 months is the first video by a very popular YouTuber on the first page anyway, which is Trayvon James. And so I'll just assume we'll just assume maybe 3 months to 2 months. So let me actually look for a little bit more. Going on to the second page, see if there's anything longer than 2 months with BitConnect on it.
While you're looking for this, there's something else I wanted to share about 144, and I just realized this the other day. So on average, there's supposed to be 1 block every 10 minutes, right? So that's 6 blocks every hour, and in 24 hours, that's 144 blocks.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, thank you, Brian. We got some good math coming from Brian here. So that 1 point.
Can you guys hear that?
yes.
The background?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's fireworks, right?
Is there
Oh,
any
wow.
rain coming your way? Well, that's it. Okay, fireworks on Father's Day. Interesting.
Only in New York City, man. They celebrate
Yeah.
everything.
All right. Yeah, I'm just going. I'm
Hey,
on my third.
James Bond. I just went on coinmarketcap.com and I went to the charts and I did all. So I went from the year to date to the all-time chart, and it goes back to January 20th, 2017. Wait, what? Yes.
January.
So the coin, it looks like the coin hit exchangeable markets January 20th, 2017.
Okay, they could have just started and just be on there. But as far as YouTube, the oldest I've seen is 3 months doing a search for BitConnect. And so that's by a username Azareth Amin. And that's about it. That's about, I'm on the third page of the search. So 3 months. As far as it being marketed, I think that's when we should probably really start. And it seems like YouTube has become a place to market these Ponzi's and ICOs and all these other coins.
But
So
I've actually, through identifying when YouTube videos are made, I've figured out certain people who promote these things off the bat. And Ozzy just joined us.
Ozzy, all right, Ozzy, how you doing, bud?
What's up, boys?
Hey, start
Ozmeister, what
smoking,
up?
man. Start smoking. Light
Ken,
one up.
Brian, what's up, guys? I didn't realize that it's 4 in the fucking morning right now when you guys' show is.
Wow, bro. Well, good morning.
Fuck, I just woke up and looked at California time like, fuck, I'm late. So I washed up real quick and what's up, guys? How you doing? What's up, all the viewers? I see, Ken, you changed the Litecoin price back there instead of Bitcoin's price.
Oh, I'm excited for Litecoin right now, bro. That's my new MVP.
Yeah, I'm kind of loving it right now too. All right, guys, continue. I'll join in when it's my time. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
All right. Go ahead, Brian. Continue on what you got to say.
No, I was just saying, I've been able to track down those people who first push the Ponzi schemes. Their YouTube channels that have hardly no subscribers, but then everybody takes those initial YouTube videos and they propagate them out to other channels. Many of them are fake, but then they get picked up by other people who are, you know, known folks who put out all the new cloud mining sites and get our referrals.
Okay, yeah. So if we take that number, right, 144 days, and we take an average, let's say just 30 days per month. It's a little bit more than that. I think 1.44 is how many. I think 4.44 is how many weeks are there in a year. I think. So I think there's something to your 0.44 as well. But if we take 30 months and times that by 3 months, that's 90 days. So you think BitConnect may not last no more than a few more a month and a half at least, based on your McLaughlin constant is what would you call that thing?
The McLaughlin constant. And yes, unless Ken, do they have different levels of investment? Like if you would put in more, do you get more back, or do you get more bang for your buck the more you put into it each time?
Yes, it can go up to 40%.
So I would have to sit and calculate all of the different levels and then figure out which one is.
Well, here's the deal with the BitConnect getting more. You have to invite more friends. So the more people that use your referral code, the more you get percentage-wise of the referral profit. I don't believe it affects your interest daily, but I know you get more and more people you get under you, the more and more you get that they invest and that their friends invest, and how Ponzi or pyramid schemes work. And the only other thing that changes is anything over $1,000 you'll get back sooner. So from 100 to 1,000, you have to wait 299 days to get your money back. And over that, it could be 150 days if you wanted to give them 10 grand. So you get your 10 grand back in 150 days plus your daily payouts and your referrals.
So if you're going to get your initial investment back in 299 days, that changes it totally from the initial 144. The lowest investment amount is what you work with on the constant. So it'd be 299 times 1.44 from the start date.
Okay, so it'll last about a year then.
A year and 3-4 months?
A year and 3 months. Okay, that's interesting. All right, that may be so, but the other indicator that we also talked about was the recently $20,000. If you invest $20,000, you get to go to a conference for free.
Yeah, it's the bullshit event in Thailand.
Right. Well, for $20,000, I can go to Thailand, China, probably England, and probably Florida, and then back. I could go all over the place for $20,000. So
Yep.
That's a very expensive.
Yeah.
So I've noticed on a couple of these sites that I've analyzed that they actually do promotions a few weeks before they fall, where they give you 25-30% off your gigahash, so they can get a little more money in before things go south.
Right. And so there's that. So there's another indicator. Like they're giving out they're asking for $20,000, so you can go to a conference. And then recently, I've seen or heard other YouTubers talk about the $100,000 loan challenge. Would you say that's another like telltale sign that maybe things are getting desperate?
Well, yeah, and the people that are pushing this challenge already have so many people signed up under them, and the people that they signed up have people signed up under them. And as that pyramid built, now all they need to do is try to get these people that are already involved, because I feel like the amount of dumb people out there, dumb enough to get into this, it's met its limit. I hope that there's no more new money going into BCC, and now it's the people that are already invested, that already have their funds locked, that are trying to get the most out of it while they can, and they're saying they're now producing this challenge because they're all the way up here. They're getting so much out of their referral payout, or their referral investors, I guess you could call them. And so the more that they reinvest, the more they get out of that. So if you set a challenge like this to your viewers and you show them that you're reinvesting, it's not like these people on YouTube that are putting money into BitConnect are using their own money. They're using the money that these YouTube viewers give them by using the referral code. So there's nothing out of pocket in this. This is all your money that they're using to make more money. So when they're saying you do a $100,000 challenge, it's just because the people that are watching that are already in are going to try to do it too, and they're going to try to get their friends in on it, and it's just going to mean more money for them. There's no other reason to do it. They're just trying to get the big numbers right now. So the people with a lot of money that don't really understand crypto throw the money at the wall and hope it sticks. And I feel bad because I think this is all like noobs, people that don't understand holding crypto long term, that are getting into this, and they're going to get right on out once they get scammed. And it breaks my heart, man.
And this is coming from you, who already signed up, who is already kind of making money on this right now. You're saying this, right?
Dude, the only reason I put money into BitConnect was because I was tired of hearing people say you're only talking shit because you don't have any money invested. All right, I have money invested. Yes, I'm making money back. Yeah, it's profitable. But just because it's profitable does not mean it is not a scam.
And you've had friends, you said this on your video, that you've had friends come to you saying they got scammed.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, not from BitConnect, not yet. But I've had people have problems, and I have people that were scammed in other ways. But like, I've even had people come to me and ask me, Ken, what do you think about BitConnect? And I'd be like, it's kind of stupid. I haven't found the white paper. Their website isn't open source. They have too many spelling errors, and I just found out they just created a new domain name not too long ago. So like, all of that sounds fishy to me. I wouldn't do it. And I could probably name 5 friends right now that are like within arm's reach of me in the state that signed up. So I decided to make a video and put my opinion out there, the same opinion I gave them privately, but they didn't have my referral code to use. So I feel like I wasted my time explaining my mind and didn't get the pay that I could have if I said, yeah, BitConnect's a scam, but here's my referral code if you want to get scammed.
Well, what are your friends saying now? I mean, are they happy with their decision?
Yeah, I mean, but the problem I'm seeing is everybody's reinvesting. So I'm waiting for somebody to try to pull a large sum out. I'm really interested to see what it's going to be like to try to withdraw 20 grand. All I keep seeing are these YouTubers reinvesting.
They haven't cashed out at all yet. They're just rich on the website. They got $100,000 million on the website, but they haven't bought their Lamborghini yet.
And it's all locked away for days on end, or a year or whatever, 299 days at least.
All right, let's get Ozzy. Now you've been listening to us, Ozzy. What have you got to say about BitConnect? I know you don't know too much, but from what you heard, what's your input on it?
Empire State Building. I'm sorry, not the Empire State Building. The one in Europe, the Eiffel Tower, was actually sold twice in a scam, of course. And the second guy that bought it, actually died thinking he still owned it. So BitConnect is the perfect. It's perfect, but
it is perfect.
Get scammed at one shot, one time.
I think it's perfect because it's decided to build itself on the blockchain, and
it's popular enough where it's going to hold its own for a long while, especially as long as we keep getting noobs. And YouTube's its #1 accelerator. And people like Trayvon and whatever that have a big following, and that have, from now on, I follow a rule. Every time I watch a YouTuber and I see a link on the bottom to anything that involves them making money from it, they lose 99% of credibility.
All right. Thank you, Ozzy, for your comments there. Yellow, what do you think so
Yeah.
far? What do you think so far now of Bitcoin? I know you wanted to talk about this and kind of bring it up. I mean, is YouTube like the problem, or do you think it's the people or the site? I mean,
It's
how can we help mitigate some of this stuff?
Before you answer, Luke, I just want to say hello, man. I'm Ozzy. How are you?
Oh, this is Yellow Fever.
Yellow Fever.
Oh, Yellow Fever. I thought. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought his name was Luke. How you doing, Yellow Fever? I'm Ozzy. Nice to meet you, Gary.
Nice to meet you. Hey, did you try some shawarma yet?
Oh, I've been eating shawarma for 3 days now with no clothes.
It's awesome, especially over there.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. I think a lot of the problem that we have, and it's a big problem in the entire crypto space, not just the scams, but the scams are really bringing it out, is we got a big problem with greed. There's so many people that all they care about is making money, and they don't care about doing what's right. And I don't get into it because I would rather make my money a legitimate way than go and do something that I feel is morally wrong. Like pushing something like BitConnect. I'll never willingly mislead any of my followers, and I don't care if I'm giving away $100 million. I'm not going to push something that misleads them. And I think that a lot of people just lack that kind of fortitude to really, do that. They just all they can see is the money, and I think that's the big problem with it.
Now, Yellow, let me interrupt here for a little bit. I've been watching you for a while, and you say all the coins that you mine, either cloud mine or actually mine, or even buy, you hold for the long term. Can you tell us some of the coins that you hold for the long term and why you're holding on to them?
Well, Bitcoin, of course. I hold Litecoin for long term. For the same reasons I hold Bitcoin, and even more reasons now because it's got SegWit. So we got more stuff to look forward to in the future. I'm also holding Zcash because I believe in the anonymity of the coin.
Now Zcash, you actually mine. Is that correct? You don't really buy those. You mine them.
I don't buy my coins. I mine them. I have bought Bitcoin, but really I mine. I've mined everything that I have. Pretty much has been mined.
Like hardware mine. Like you actually got a computer running.
Oh yeah, GPUs. Zcash, you need GPU.
Here, I'll show you one right now. I got a miner right here. I want to take you over here, and now, here we go. Here's one right here. I don't know, right on top of the refrigerator.
Oh, that's a 6 GPU. What are you doing Zcash with that one?
This one's mining Ethereum.
You can dual mine that and Decred if you want. You can dual mine with that.
Yeah. There's another one up there. I got another one. There's another one there.
Nice.
With it being so hot, how do you keep those things cool?
Got another one
fans.
right over there. Well, you can see I got a ceiling fan there. I think you can see the fan on the floor right here. Plus, I got the air conditioner running in this house. I got more miners than this. This is just a couple of my GPU miners. And I got more miners in another building over here. So, yeah, I mine everything. I kind of feel like, why should you spend your money to buy something when you could mine it? And it's actually,
can I ask,
the money I put in mining.
Okay, Ozzy, go ahead and ask your question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, who pays the electricity on that?
Yeah, exactly.
Pocket, right? If you're not selling
What's that now?
Like I mine Litecoin, and my
Uh-huh.
bill is about $2,000 a month for my electricity. So I have to sell Litecoin enough to pay that, or I'd be paying for my pocket.
I take my fiat money and pay for the electricity.
So you're buying your coin with fiat regardless if you think you are or not, since you take your fiat to pay your electric bill, use your electric to make the crypto.
But he gets virgin coins.
That is true.
That's right. And I pay a lot less than you do on the exchange. A lot less.
No, that's true also. That's true also. Especially with the rise in coin right now.
Okay, Yellow, can you explain why you prefer to mine instead of just buying them? I know you think you're getting them cheaper, and that may be one reason, but is there also another reason?
Good night.
One of the other reasons is, especially with GPU mining, you know, like I can switch my coins around, you know, switch the algorithms. And if I don't want to mine Ethereum anymore, I can mine Zcash. I can mine Ethereum Classic. Thing is, if I want to quit mining altogether, even if like mining is ended and no one's mining anymore, the hardware that I have, because I'm not ASIC on these machines are not ASIC. The hardware that I have, I can sell it and get my money back on, or part of the money back on my hardware.
Okay, and do you ever trade? Do you ever trade on the exchanges? I mean, do you ever try to trade on the exchanges with these mine coins that you have? Do you ever gamble with them?
I have actually taken some of the coins that I have. I have taken some of them, and I've bought in Bitcoin. I've bought in Pivx. I've bought in Litecoin. So I have, but when I do trade on the exchanges, it's not a trade to where I'm buying something so that I can trade it again and make a quick buck. I don't do that. I sell it, I get a bunch of it, and I hold it for long term.
So it's kind of like mining Litecoin, but you use Zcash to do it or Ethereum to do it.
Yeah, but I am holding the coins that I'm mining. I'm actually holding them too. I'm holding a lot of all the coins that I mine.
Yeah.
Now, what about?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ozzy.
Well, I was gonna say is, I mean, he could do the same thing. It's just it'll be a slower pace if he sold enough just to cover his electricity. And those GPUs, because of mining, they hold value. Once mining disappears, GPUs will drop in price dramatically.
Yes, they will.
This brings up the GPUs that are sold out, and I talked about this with you, Yellow. I asked if you think all the GPUs from AMD and then the Radeon, those have been sold out because of mining, not because people are playing games on them. Could you explain more about how you think about that whole situation?
Yeah. No, they are sold out because people are mining. It's not because people are playing video games. You can simply look because they're just, you know, if they were selling that many GPUs for people to play games, you'd be able to go to websites that host like live streams, like for video games, live streams, and you could click on anything and get 1,000 people live streaming at any time, but you don't see that. You know, you see like 20 people live streaming, so you know that isn't there. And the simple fact is that everybody that I know that's into mining at home, that's doing GPUs, they're buying up every single GPU they can find. I got one guy, and he's literally going to the Fry's and all the electronic stores every single day, and anything they've got, he buys it all.
And not just that, but they've made a lot more than there is population. I mean, of gamers, they're making a ton more than there's actually people gaming. I mean, in the last 6 months alone, they've like tripled production from the articles I've been reading.
Hey, Yellow, one of the someone in the chat asked, how much does the power cost for you? I'm assuming for you, since you're doing all the mining out there. Can you give us an estimate?
You know, like right now, I'm probably spending, you know, if you threw in my air conditioning costs and everything, I'm probably about close to $800 on this place right here.
That's awesome, man. That's better than Ozzy. Your rates must be like a
Yeah,
penny.
but I make a lot more than him, I'm guessing. You know, GPU mining is not as profitable as you think. I make about
I'm,
right now I'm at about 8 grand a month in Litecoin. How much are you at in income right now if you changed it to fiat a month?
if I just go by the Ethereum that I'm mining right now, which I mine more than that, I'm at $4,000 a month.
4,000?
Yes,
Yeah.
just on the
So
Ethereum.
yeah, so that's if he doubled and wasn't me, we'd be at the same rate.
About the same rate. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a slight difference. Just depends, you know, because I guess based on electricity, it's probably the most major factor. Okay, interesting.
Yes.
Well, not just no. GPU mining is a lot easier than ASIC mining. There's no noise. The heat is a lot less. ASICs are the heat is about 5 or 6 times worse. The electricity they suck up is more.
More electricity.
Yeah, and cost. Like for example, I got 15 miners. I'm at almost $16,000.
What miners are you running?
I'm running L3s. The new
Okay.
L3s by Bitmain.
Are you running L3 pluses or L3s?
The new ones that just came out. I've upgraded all of them almost.
Okay.
I sell them back on eBay. The older I had the A4s, I sold those and I got the L3s. I was able to get the May shipments. I bought early.
Okay, hey,
Yeah,
Yellow, I have a
I
question.
just missed that.
I have a question for you, Yellow. So basically, you're hoarding these coins, but have you ever had a chance to sell your coins in a peer-to-peer to another person outside the exchanges?
Actually, yeah, I did have somebody ask me, and I told I'm not interested. I told them go on Coinbase and get them.
So what were they asking for?
We never really discussed that. They just asked if I would sell, and for cash on hand, and I wasn't interested, and that was back when they was wanting Ethereum, and that was back when Ethereum had done a dip, and it was around $9.
Okay, so that was a long time ago. Okay.
I need to start mining. I'm so like behind. I need to start mining. I don't want to because I don't want to spend money on mining equipment because I'd much rather buy the coin. But I have free electricity. I don't have to pay my electric bill.
Oh, you're out of
all.
your fucking mind, bro. You're out of your fucking mind.
But hold on, time out. Here's my excuse. I know Yellow's about to yell at me. The dude's been on my ass like since I started YouTube. But I have a studio apartment. I have a studio apartment, right? I'm on the ground level. The sun beats on my window. I have 2 air conditioners, and it's a studio, and my apartment still gets hot in the summer. Running that rig, eat free or not, would probably drive me like star craving mad with heat. And I love heat, but I don't think I could do it. And like I said, it's a studio. Like the noise would be right there in the same room.
Yeah, it's small. But I got some
like with GPUs, you don't. Go ahead.
I got some good news to throw out there. Today, over FaceTime, actually, I taught the 5th person since I've started my channel how to buy cryptocurrency, and they got into the space. Number 5 today.
That is awesome, man. Congrats.
I thought that is fucking badass. And
awesome.
They started with $150, the max that Coinbase gives them, but they're excited as fuck. And I just thought that was cool. And
I hope you
really
gave them your referral link because you take the time out of helping people do this. Most people don't pay people for their time. At least you could do is get your referral on.
I don't only because I don't want to endorse Coinbase. Honestly, I mean, I use them. I trust them. I hate the fact that they're an American company and they still crash. That's embarrassing. An American company should hold themselves to a different level, but and I'm upset at that. And I just can't endorse them yet for some reason. I don't know why. So that's the only way I'll put a link up there. Is that means I'm endorsing them. All
right, gentlemen. We have another question from the audience here, and it's from Momo Bodra. I don't know how to say the last part, but it says, when Ethereum proof of stake? When is Ethereum proof of stake supposed
November.
to be?
November.
Supposed to be, right? And then will the Ethereum price go up? So shall we hold or sell at the rate of price now? Thank you very much. So how about who wants to answer that first there?
Well, I'll start. Now, they've pushed that date back several times. Right now, they're at November. As far as price, I don't think the price will do anything, only because they don't have a cap, and we don't know how their structure is going to be once that kicks in, because they're going to have to pay their nodes. Where's that coin going to come from? So if they're going to keep making them just like Dash and giving them, so there's really, that's unpredictable. Anybody who gives you a straight answer is kind of just winging it. But from what I know, it's in November so far, but it's been pushed back a couple times already.
All right. How about you?
I'm hearing that it could possibly be actually pushed back again until next year already. I've been hearing whisperings of that. And
yeah, because they're not ready. They're not ready.
Yeah, they're not ready. If you read their website and everything about it, they're not sure exactly how they want to do it, and it doesn't instill a lot of confidence in the process of going to. And another thing is, when they do this, it's going to be a hard fork again.
And as long as they keep adding ICOs, the more of a mess and backed up they're going to be, and the harder the fall.
Yeah. How about you, Ken? What do you think about the price and when it goes to a proof of stake? Just your opinion or input. I mean, we're just speculating here, and people always love speculation.
I'm going to speculate in the other direction from everybody. I think Ethereum's going to surprise everybody. I think Ethereum is going to work. I think it's going to surprise everybody. And people that don't like Ethereum don't like it because it's not good money. And I agree. Ethereum's not good money. It won't be good money in the future. Gas is going to make it not money. But what it's going to do is become a foundation for these dApps to grow on. You don't have companies like Microsoft and the Ethereum Alliance alone, everybody involved in that, and they're not stupid people. This is not this isn't just a dumb project a 19-year-old made one day. This is way bigger than him. He's even deciding whether or not he needs to be where he's at in the position he's in, because he's created something that is now so far beyond his understanding. He now knows that. So I think Ethereum is going to surprise a lot of people, and I'm not too worried. I think that the price will keep going because I don't think the ICOs are going to stop anytime soon. I think we got like 2 years left of just random ICOs. And yeah, some of them are going to fail, but some businesses failed once they went public and could be traded on the exchange. Didn't mean that was bad. That's natural to have things that come in and fail.
Ken, don't misunderstand me. I don't want Ethereum to fail. That's not good for the space. No. I just feel they're going too fast.
Nope.
For their own good.
I think they're going at the pace that's natural for right now. I think that at the rate of adoption that we have, and the companies that are like, like I keep saying Microsoft, but that is the big dog right now. JP Morgan, Microsoft, Mercedes, all these companies are buying cryptocurrencies like Ethereum because they see there will be potential there. I think just today, Gary Vaynerchuk just spoke about Ethereum. I'm going to try to find that clip and put it on my channel. But even he was saying, like, Ethereum is so past anyone's understanding. He sat in a room with some of the smartest people for 9 hours and did nothing but talk about Ethereum and left that room going, I don't know. That's Ethereum. So you could have some of the smartest people try to explain this to you, and we're still not going to get it. Just like I don't get Bitcoin 100%. Nobody gets Bitcoin 100%. I don't code Bitcoin. I don't mine Bitcoin. So there's some aspects I don't get, and Ethereum, that is seriously like somebody just said, hey, I got this idea for the internet. And that was the first day somebody was like explaining the internet. And then somebody was like, yo, imagine streaming, video over the internet at 4K in 360-degree angles while live. And you're like, dude, the internet can't do that. We got like 56K dial up. The internet cannot handle 360-degree live 4K video streaming services. You, sir, are insane. Right now, we have those people that are building those insane projects on Ethereum. And I'm with this, as long as Ethereum succeeds, these dApps will succeed, and that will even push Ethereum farther. So I've been telling people, why invest in the decentralized apps that are being built on Ethereum when you can invest on the foundation of all the dApps by buying Ethereum?
Well, and that's why I've made the prediction, and a lot of people have made the prediction, Ethereum will take over as the number one
100%.
on the coin market cap.
100% this year.
It's going to be number one.
This year. It will happen by 2018.
Let me tell you. I owned some Ethereum. I sold at 400 because I knew it was going to drop, and I started buying back one at a time slowly. I don't want Ethereum to fail. Now I know there's some like with all due respect, Tone Vase, he talks like he wants Ethereum to crash. I do not want it. I would love it to succeed because that's great for the whole space. I just can't. As of right now, as of today, I cannot put my name behind it yet. And I say it in every video. I'm not putting it down. I'm not saying it's a scam. I'm just not ready to say go long on it yet. Litecoin, Bitcoin, I mean, my heart just like is behind them. I feel the passion behind it. I know they're real. Just Ethereum, just there's so much controversy that surrounds it, and the DAO scandal. There's some. I'm just not ready. But I just want to make it clear. I do not, absolutely fucking do not want Ethereum to fail.
Don't worry. It won't. It's not going.
I agree. I agree. I don't want it to fail, but
let Brian have his chance to answer on that. So Brian, right. Now we already speculated on how long they're gonna go to proof of stake, but what do you think is gonna happen to the price when it does go to a proof of stake? I mean, that's what we're all speculating on. Also, the ICO built on top of it. We'll get to that a little bit later, but go ahead, Brian.
So let me see if I understand proof of stake correct. That means you have to hold on to the coins, which means you have to have a copy of the blockchain on your computer, right?
Well, all right. I'm assuming the proof of stake for Ethereum is they're going to eventually get some nodes. They're not going to do proof of work anymore, and there's a difficulty bomb. Basically, the proof of work difficulty is going to go so high, and they've already delayed it a couple times. That's why we've given out different dates of when Ethereum has pushed from going proof of work to proof of stake, different dates pushing it back. But they've already coded that in, and the work is going to go so high that no one's going to mine. And they did that on purpose so they could eventually go to a proof of stake. And from what I understand, when we did our James Bond live 002 with Josh Fawcett, he mentioned the nodes, and it's about 1,000 Ethereums. It's very similar to like Dash super nodes, where that's where the people are going to go to a proof of stake, and assuming that people are going to all of a sudden generate interest on how many Ethereum they have.
Okay, so if you're going to have a node, then you're going to have a copy of the blockchain. And with like I said in the last live stream on 007 special, the point where this Ethereum blockchain with all of these different dApps running on it is going to be so huge that the only people that can afford to buy enough hard drive space are the members of the Ethereum Alliance. And that's when it becomes super centralized. And I just don't like that as an idea. And I think that's going to force people away from it. Again, I don't want that to happen. It is bad for the space, but I haven't had anyone answer me about the blockchain size and storage capacity issue.
Well,
he also.
Let me answer that because Richie Rich is here, and the Richie Rich says the Ethereum blockchain is already bigger in size than the Bitcoin blockchain, 1/4 of the time. And so I think if it continues to go on this way, it's going to be bigger and huge than anything else out there, because Bitcoin's been around for 8 years, and if Bitcoin's blockchain is 1/4 of the size of Ethereum, I mean, that's huge. And you may be right, because the way I feel about Ethereum is that, and I always felt this way, ever since I started doing research in Ethereum, it almost seemed like it was a disguise to be like a cryptocurrency for the banks. and how they operate. It almost seems very that way. They want to go. They got into a proof of work to kind of have it come out to be popular, but once they go to a proof of stake, it almost seems like the people who already invested in it in the pre-mine are going to control that network, and they're going to be getting all the Ethereum. And you know, if you compare it to the dollar, which almost seems like it's modeling the dollar, well, the value over time is going to erode through inflation. So as far as the price component, I think over time you're going to get the price of it going down through inflation. That's my opinion on it.
Well, that's a good thing because you need cheaper gas to run these programs.
Well, I think the gas was all bullshit. I think that whole DApp stuff was bullshit. So they can do the ICOs on their blockchain and not be considered as a security. And I think that's what all it is. And people are just, I don't know if it's going to last in the future. I think maybe some projects may last, but I see Ethereum as this whole. I really, in my opinion, I see it as a house of cards, and people are just creating, you know, these tokens out of thin air, and they're selling it, and then they're making their money off of the token sales, and they're getting their money back, and they may be holding on to the remaining amount on the ICOs, and then they're reinvesting their Ethereum again into another ICO, and then they're pulling their money out, their original investment, but leaving some of the ICO tokens for there to see if it could run wild and make them a millionaire. And so they're just, you know, you got this literally a perpetual motion machine in which they can do this forever until it all collapses. I think there's really nothing there. It's just hot air, in my opinion. That's just me, but I don't own any.
Well, does Ethereum's coin price have to be $1,000 for the Ethereum blockchain to be useful for the dApps? I don't think the price of Ethereum should be held against its purpose. You know, Ethereum could be $1 as long as the blockchain and the dApps work. That is awesome. Who cares how much the coin's worth? Only traders and investors. And the creator of Ethereum said it's not money.
It does matter because to run the gas, there's a cost to it, and if the gas is so high that you can't even run a dApp, like
it depends on the dApp though. It depends on the dApp. Yeah, nobody's going to want to pay gas on unlocking their door with ETH instead of Bluetooth. No one's going to want to pay $5 in gas to unlock their house when their car pulls into the driveway using that network. But contracts like if I have a heart attack and my pacemaker stops working, send an ambulance. That might be worth it to some rich guy. I don't know, or some company like Airbnb or Uber. They might use those smart contracts or dApps for their own purposes that are worth the gas on that communication. You know how easy it is to hack a car, like a smart car that has automated UI or AI driving. You could just hack that with a laptop. So can
I dive in here real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
By the way, if I'm interrupting anyone and they don't like it, you can just tell me to shut up. I'll be quiet.
Shut up, Ozzy. Nah. Go.
Tone Vase makes a real good argument about smart contracts. He says you don't want smart contracts to be decentralized. You want to be able to take them to court. You got to be able to reverse that contract. You got to be able to defend it somewhere. You got to be able to, if you have a decentralized contract and that contract is not fulfilled, what is your what is that proper word? I'm here. What is your how do you defend it?
Well,
where's your recourse?
Yeah,
recourse. Thank you, Brian.
If it's a contract, a smart contract, if it's code, that's supposed to just go through. But it's already been proven that you can reverse it. I mean, it's already been done once.
They did it once, and that's why I am big on Ethereum Classic. I love my Ethereum Classic.
Yep, me too. That's exactly why. And another point that you were saying about the price of Ethereum and the price of gas, Vitalik has already said numerous times that Ethereum was never meant to be really high priced. It was supposed to be at a low price in order to keep the dApps running on the network at a reasonable cost. And even right now at the price that it's at, we're seeing that a lot of the stuff that's built on it problems because of the cost right now.
Does anybody know the cost to run an average DApp? I've heard it being ranging from $7 to $15 to do a transaction on some of these ICOs and other smart
Ouch.
contracts. Does anybody know?
It depends on how the contract's written. I think there's like basically 3 different fees, and I remember reading about it a while back, but I don't know what it is now.
I think these smart contracts and these dApps are going to be used for the 1%ers. The really, really rich people that buy yachts. They, we don't think about spending money or doing things that require that much security behind it. It's just out of we don't fathom that. Like, there's nothing that we're doing that we would be willing to pay that amount of money for. The same reason like people are like, oh, Bitcoin costs too much to Bitcoin. But if you're sending $1 million transaction to one of your friends because you're really fucking rich like that, you're going to want to use the Bitcoin blockchain. Who cares about the $5 fee?
Let me fill you in on something. Even rich people don't send $1 million to anyone.
Yeah.
Even rich people are cheap as fuck.
You're right. That's how they get rich and stay rich. But what I'm saying is these smart contracts are going to be used by companies that have so much money, like Samsung, Apple, Netflix, all these super.
It'll be corporations.
They don't care about any of that. And like you said, like Brian said, they're going to be the ones running the nodes eventually anyway. So it's going to be spending money to get the money back. Who cares? They're literally full circling this, like you said, perpetual motion machine that I think might hopefully become self-sustaining and not, like, I don't know, every perpetual motion machine fails. So I guess that wasn't a great analogy. Shut up.
you just contradicted your own ass.
Yeah. But it's a perpetual motion machine built on blockchain. It's a perpetual motion machine built on blockchain. So it'll at least be a really good perpetual motion machine.
Well, Ken, let me just say this. From what I've seen, it's supposed to be this virtual, Ethereum machine, this virtual machine that's supposed to run dApps, and what I think it's become. It's literally Ethereum. The blockchain itself has become like the S&P 500 exchange, in which Ethereum is like the S&P 500 spider, and then all the ICOs on it are just the individual tokens. And if you notice, like the price of these dApps to do a trade on some of these tokens is almost like the same price that you trade on the stock exchange, $7 to $15. And so I think that's what Ethereum has become. And I think that's why the Alliance loves it. That's why JP Morgan loves it. Bank of America, all those fuckers out there, they love it because it's really become the crap DAC or crypt DAC of the crypto space. And I think that was its hidden agenda all this time. And just like staking, right? You hold a lot of stock, you'll get dividends. And I think that's the business model of Ethereum, in my opinion. That's what it's
all
really
right.
become.
So you have all that behind your opinion and thoughts into Ethereum, and you really think it's not going to succeed or make people money? Like, you don't think they're going to be wanting this to succeed and pushing it to become like $1,000 each and pass the Bitcoin market cap?
Ken, let me tell you something. All those companies you talking about lost billions of dollars 10 years ago in the housing market. They don't make the best decisions all the time.
Yeah, you're right. This is definitely a risky move, but I think it's an educated risky move on their end. That real estate thing caught some people by surprise. That got everybody. Everybody got then.
They have these large companies. They have people they pay just to do research. That's it.
Well, Ken, I think people will make money, but the reason I bring it up in that way is because it looks really familiar to a lot of the boom and bust that I've seen, the .com bust, the boom and bust. It seems very familiar, very similar. And the only difference is instead of people going on the TV, right, and being a stock analyst, a paid stock analyst to pump a coin, you got YouTubers on YouTube, pumping a coin, token, and instead of having qualified investors, you're having anybody, the whole world, put money into this. And so there's a chance to make billions of dollars instead of millions or hundreds of millions. There's an opportunity to make billions of dollars because you got the whole world as your retail investors. And so I think it's a little bit more dangerous. I don't have a problem with it. If people want to do that, that's fine. I already have a formula. I don't invest anything unless it's 5 years old. I'll start looking at a project when it's 3 years old. None of these coins or none of these tokens on the Ethereum blockchain, even Ethereum itself, is not even 3 years old. So I'm going to give it the test of time, and that's how I'm going to judge things.
You missed out on a lot of money, though, buddy. I mean, I agree with you. I like your strategy, but fuck, did you miss a lot of money?
Yo, I bought Ripple at a penny. I bought more Ripple at 3 cents. I bought even more Ripple at 20 cents, and everybody called me crazy. Even some people called me stupid, and every single person I know called me a traitor. But if I see smart people putting money in smart places, I'm a follow. If 73 banks are going to be backing up a cryptocurrency, banks are going to try to make that money. So I'm with that, and that's why I'm with Ethereum. And a lot of my coin decisions go into who's investing, why are they investing, how much money is being put in by these people, and I'm like, all right. So if your political views are getting in the way of profits, try to take a step back politically and try to look at the profitability on the reality side of it. Don't let your beliefs stop you from making profit.
But you know what though, bro? He didn't really miss much because he would have bought it with using Bitcoin, and Bitcoin went up, so he really didn't miss that much.
You're right. Yeah, I personally, and I'll say this so everybody can learn from it, I don't sell one coin for another coin. I wait till I get new money, and then I reinvest that new money. I don't like to sell Bitcoin for Litecoin. I don't like to sell Litecoin for Ethereum. Once I buy it, I hold it long term, just like yellow something. And I'm not trying to trade back and forth all the time. I'm not worried about that. So my opinion, if you're gonna buy something, don't sell one thing for another thing. Wait patiently until you get new money. And if you still feel like you feel comfortable investing, then at least you got to sleep on it. You didn't FOMO, and you didn't have to sell one thing for another and look at two charts trying to figure out, did I lose money here? Did I make money there? Oh, why did I sell that for that? So if you want to sleep,
it makes you a better investor, because if you're looking at something for a long-term hold, you're going to look at it a lot different than you would if you're going to try and buy something to hold for a couple days, for 2 or 3 days, and then sell it, because then you don't care. You don't care what you're holding. But if you're going to hold it for years, you're going to care what you're holding, because you actually are going to have something truly vested into it. So it makes you a better investor.
Well, another thing I want to share with the audience is if you ever study how an IPO is done, you'll realize that most of the people who have stock in an IPO are the initial investors, and the first thing they do. All right, the first thing they do is they will sell their shares until they get their money back that they invested, and then maybe some profit. But they have enough shares where they will ride it out. So they're not actually they have no risk, and that's why you see these people become millionaires, and then they hold on to those shares for long term and get very rich.
We should start a token and call it the scam token and do an ICO where we're like, hey, we just want to make $1 million and then we're going to disappear. Are you down with it? And see, make it like a GoFundMe. See if it works.
Well, these tokens have nothing. They don't even have they have a white paper at most. And what I'm trying to get at is that these people that are buying into these tokens, I mean, that's their logic behind all this, is they're going to buy cheap. They're going to sell at the first opportunity to make their money back, and then they're going to write it out. They have no risk. And if it does work out, that's great. But you got to realize that there's, in my opinion, these tokenized assets, there's nothing there other than other people buying into them until I actually see a product. IPOs are different. They may actually have a company with some cash flow or something, a business model. These tokens don't quite have anything yet, and that's what's scaring me. And if they can last 3 years, I mean, I will buy a token if they can last 5 years. But there has to be something there. And right now, there really isn't anything there. So I'm really scared to even go near anything. Speaking of other coins,
scared money don't make no money. If I ever go broke, I'm gonna take James Bond's money.
That's the story of my fuck. I live by those words.
Well, here's the thing, Ken. Have you cashed out on any of these coins? Have you gotten your money back?
I haven't. I actually did two. I think I did two ICOs now. But no, I'm long-term holding everything. I don't use any money that I can't live without. So like, if I bought it, I'm holding it till I can buy a yacht. Like that's my whole mentality. Until I'm rich, it's just money that I wasted. Yeah, I didn't even make money in crypto because I don't sell, and I live off crypto. So I don't sell my crypto. I use my crypto. I pay rent. I buy bread and milk. I do regular life with crypto, but I don't really go to the ATM and withdraw cash just to go buy crypto later with that cash. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, because it's remember, it's all virtual. In other words, it's not really real until you can
so
make
is
it
the
real.
US dollar, man. It's all virtual.
Well, you can
Yeah,
you can
that
buy
can be
boats.
reversed, bro.
You can buy a boat too with your US dollars. I don't know if anyone wants to
But
trade in their.
I'm not gaining
Ripple.
any value holding that US dollar. Like I could have $20 in my pocket, and it's not going to get me any farther in 3 months than if I held $20 in Litecoin for a week.
Right. Well, the US dollar is for spending, not for saving. So.
Well, that's why I like Litecoin.
Since you said Litecoin, can I throw something out there?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think if this this user activated soft fork / user activated fuck fork gets any messier, you're gonna see Litecoin blow the fuck up.
Oh, Litecoin's definitely gonna blow up regardless, bro. Regardless, it doesn't matter.
That's exactly why I ordered a whole bunch of Litecoin miners.
Yeah, Litecoin's gonna
from where?
Litecoin's gonna become the money of crypto, and I don't care how much money Dash puts behind marketing. Litecoin already won that battle. Dash is just wasting money with Amanda B. Johnson's beautiful face.
Well, here's the difference between Dash and Ethereum and Litecoin and Bitcoin. Litecoin's clean. It's got a clean history. It's got an awesome face behind it, even though he's not that cute. But Charlie Lee is a very well-respected man. And it has zero controversy, never been dowed, hacked, reversed. It has a beautiful story to it, and people are not afraid to put money into it. And if you notice, it's never really had a crash. It's had a huge swings back in the days. It went up to 50 and back down, but in the last 2 years, it's been very steady and slowly going up. Don't underestimate Litecoin, and don't underestimate Charlie Lee's going back to Litecoin.
Yeah, that's a big deal. He's going back into it, and he's taking hold of the reins on it, and it's going somewhere. We're going to see some incredible stuff with Litecoin. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, if Bitcoin does what we all believe it's going to do, shoots up in price, then there's going to have to be another currency for smaller transactions. With the old gold-silver analogy, you don't go in with your ounce of gold to buy bread, you go in with your silver.
I agree. So that's a double positive for Litecoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin gold, Ethereum oil, Litecoin silver. I can dig it.
Yeah. You don't buy nothing with gold now. And back, hundreds of years ago, that's what you used for currency was gold. So I think it's going to be the same way in the crypto space. We're going to have something else that's going to be the daily use vehicle for people to buy stuff. And I don't think it's going to be just one coin. I think we could actually have several coins. Why can't we have like coins for the Asia markets, coins for the Americas, and coins for Europe?
There's going to be.
Yeah, coins centralized to countries.
I think there's going to be coins centralized to corporations. Like you're going to see Starbucks coin and Wawa coin and Walmart coin. That way, the value is always kept on their ledger. And if you were to die or whatever, they don't care. It's like using a Walmart gift card. If you have $3,000 on your Walmart gift card and you get hit by a bus, Walmart don't care. They already got the money.
Hey, Yellow Fever, I got a question. I'll start with you, but I'll let everyone else answer. What coins do you see in the future? Like maybe perhaps some of the coins that you're holding, obviously, but give us an idea since we're on talking about altcoins here.
What coins? What's the question? What coins do I see? What?
What coins do you see being used in the future since you brought it up? Obviously, it'll be altcoins, but give us some idea.
Well, I always think that Bitcoin is going to be the store of value. It's going to be gold. I just don't see it being a daily use coin. The coins that I see that could possibly be the coins of the future, you know, I mean, NEM is really interesting. You know, coins like that. And I think we haven't even really touched the surface on the coins that could possibly take that, you know, that spot. And it could be several coins. Like I said, it could be coins in different countries, you know.
Well, let me ask you about PIVX, because when I started watching you, you were really into PIVX, and that's a different type of coin. It's a proof of stake. Can you talk about that for a little bit?
I love PIVX. PIVX is the first coin that I ever, you know, I researched into it and I looked into it, and it's the first coin I ever seen that it is so fast. It's like as fast as a credit card transaction, or even faster. And you know, whether it can stay that way as it grows, I don't know. You know, if it gets too bloated, but it the technology and everything behind it, and just fascinated me. And I love proof of stake. I think that proof of stake is like Satoshi's idea, but brung forward to the masses. I mean, he didn't want to see ASIC miners in China, you know, controlling Bitcoin. And with proof of stake, we have that vision to where anybody will be able to mine coins by proof of stake, or mint them. And we're even seeing now technology where they'll be able to do that on a cell phone, which then even more, because more people have cell phones than anything else in the world.
Yeah, even homeless people have iPhones.
Yeah. Well, okay,
Yeah,
Brian. Let me go to Brian real quick. So Brian, what other altcoins? I mean, because we talk about Bitcoin and Litecoin quite a bit. We know they're going to most likely in Ethereum, but is there a possible chance, if there is a chance for another altcoins, what other altcoins do you think will be available in the future?
Well, I think there's a coin that's yet to be put out that is going. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is, it hasn't been created yet, and it's going to come onto the market. I don't want to describe it fully because I kind of want to make it, but it's going to serve one of the lesser functions of being a smaller denomination in a system of gold, silver.
Like a
But
nickel
also-
coin or a copper coin kind of scenario?
Something like that, yeah. But I also, and this always gets me ridiculed when I say it, but Dogecoin. Dogecoin is got a huge community.
Yeah.
And they already, even though like the Doge tip system was a scam at the end of it, like the creator basically left with everybody's money, they rallied around and actually got people back their Doge that had lost Doge. And I know there's no cap on it. I know there's a lot of flaws in it. It was built on a meme and this and that. But the community support alone, I mean, if you're going to have a niche coin, it either has to fulfill a function, it has to serve as a currency, or it has to have like a huge community behind it. And Doge has that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. The community aspect of cryptocurrency is what really keeps, you know, these coins alive, even though the developer may not be there, even though the mining may be very small. As long as there's a very committed community that's willing to be there, it will just keep on going no matter what. So that's a good point. How about you, Ken?
Can I add
Yeah,
something
go
to
ahead.
that?
Go ahead.
And they paid back those people's funds without going and forking the coin and adjusting the blockchain manually.
So they never had to reverse any transactions.
No, they all pulled together and took their own Doge and helped those people out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the tipping bot?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're known for being a really good community, a very forgiving and kind community. That's what they always been known for. Now, Ken, let me go to you, since you dive in more altcoins than probably I do. What coins do you see in the future being used?
First off, let me just tell everybody, my mentality with altcoins is pretty much shut up and take my money. So like, don't do what I do. Don't do what I do. But I really got the biggest portfolio out of anybody I know. And some of my altcoins that are I'm long on with like very passion behind the blockchain and their what problem they're solving and how they plan on solving it with the roadmap. Right now, and I'm going to try to go in order. First is Ripple. I love Ripple. Ripple is my fave. I think Ripple and banking and how they're going to transfer large amounts of money across the globe through banking systems is going to be done with Ripple if they succeed. So I bought some of them in the hopes that they succeed. I like the I like basic attention token from the Brave browser because I really love the Brave browser. And I think the idea of paying advertisers through some kind of ad blocker. So like I can block the ad, but the advertiser still gets their value from the website. I think I like that. I don't mind. I don't mind paying for Netflix. I don't mind paying for Hulu and watching ads, and I don't mind paying to get ads off of my browser. So I like that token. I'm really big on Golem, GNT. I love Golem. I love the whole idea of Golem. And the more and more I watch this show on TV, I think it's HBO. I don't pay attention because somebody sends me torrented files of it. But it is called Silicon Valley. And they're basically talking about Golem in the show. They're talking about a worldwide computer that uses spare computer power to decentralize computational power on the internet. So like it's just cool to see like an altcoin that I was like, yo, that project's really interesting. The problem they're solving is interesting, and how they're gonna solve it's interesting. And then I'm watching a TV show that's like all Star Trek-y about it. Like, so there's another one. So there are like three. I like SWAT, SWT, Swarm City. I actually, openly, honestly, I do not own any Swarm City, but I've been big on the project since it was 10 cents. And it's over like $4 or something now. I had Swarm City meetups. I had people come to meetups and speak about Swarm City. I'm really big on the project. I like the problem they're solving. I like how they're solving the problem. I actually haven't gotten my hands on it. And the only reason I didn't was because I didn't have a wallet to hold it. So the moment Jax updates and Jax starts holding SWT, I will be holding that in my portfolio long as well. But that's how I buy my altcoins. I try to see like what problem is that blockchain solving? How does that blockchain plan on solving that problem? And like, does that problem even need a blockchain to be a solution? And then I throw some money at it. It doesn't really matter if I think it's going to perform well this year or next week. I'm not trying to short it. I probably lose more value in some of my altcoin purchases, but I'm long-term on all of them. And my slogan for altcoins are a means to more Bitcoin. So the moment I think I got the most Bitcoin value out of that altcoin that I can, I'll probably sell the altcoin, get my Bitcoin out of it, and still root for the project. But there's some projects that I invest in, and there's two ways I invest. I invest for profit and I invest for support. So I'll support some projects, even if I think I might lose money, because I want that project to have my money, to use that money, to back that project, to solve that problem. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to make a profit. But there's some altcoins that I think are good projects that are just going to make me money. So when they make me the money I feel comfortable pulling out, I pull out.
All right.
Hey, Ken, which one do you think is going to become an additional currency, not a platform?
Currency. I don't know if Litecoin or a Dash will be like either one. Maybe we won't even use cryptocurrencies as money daily. Maybe it'll come to using the US dollar, like Circle Pay. Maybe we'll just use the US dollar and have blockchain technology moving it behind in the background. So we're still going to use US dollar, but it's going to be US dollar blockchain, technology enhanced. So maybe maybe I won't see Litecoin on my phone. Maybe I can still use crypto the way we use it right now, but maybe we're going to be using the US dollar through the same type of like Circle Pay situation. So if that's the case, maybe we don't need cryptocurrencies to be money. Maybe we just need cryptocurrencies behind money to just be a blockchain, to be the transfer of value. So if Circle Pay becomes like the main interaction that we see with sending money using blockchain technology, none of these will become money. But if that doesn't work out, I'm hoping on Litecoin.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Man, you got a long list. You're very hopeful on a lot of coins.
That was the short list.
All right, let's go to Ozzy, man. Let's have your take on this whole situation. Whether altcoins might be in your future.
I love it when they say, I love it when a coin solves a problem I have fucking yet to see one coin solve one problem yet. They all have promises they're gonna solve shit. I have yet to see one actually.
Swarm City. They just created an application that you can basically be your own Uber or your own whatever service. You could Airbnb, you could
If
Uber.
you're gonna be your own Uber, you're gonna go bankrupt if you're not on their platform. That doesn't solve a problem. Anyways, Bitcoin to me is the most proven coin to date, and we have 700 competing. So I like coins that are very, very similar to Bitcoin. And through my year or less in the space, Namecoin, Peercoin, and Decred are the next three besides Bitcoin and Litecoin.
Why is that? Can you give us some reasons?
They have very small circulation. They have very low caps. Some of them are using half proof of work and half proof of stake. I believe it's Namecoin that wants to do, you can get a website domain name on it or something. Again, I have seen yet one to fucking do it. They're very fast. They don't have any scaling issues. Not that saying that they're not, but the community that surrounds them is the same type of community that's around Litecoin. Like SegWit implementing SegWit wouldn't be a problem. I think one of them that I mentioned does already. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Just a lot of good qualities, a lot of good history. No dirty laundry, no controversy. No, the names behind it. There's no scammers in there. I like their history. And very similar to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is proven. I mean, it's daddy. So when you're built off that, and you got a clean credit. And I've been researching them for a while, and I actually own all of them. And I own a lot of them.
All right, excellent. And my my take on all coins is very pessimistic. I'll be honest with you. Out of all the coins out there, I'm going to do this in order. I do think Bitcoin will be around, and then and I do think Litecoin is going to be around. Matter of fact, if I just follow my own principle, Litecoin will probably be the next big coin to start popping here, because it's made 5 years, and I think they already have SegWit, and then I also think the recent price hike is a direct response to what's going on with Bitcoin and the whole SegWit activation. So I think the fact, because Litecoin has always been some kind of indicator for me, a signal of what's going to happen. So ever since it popped to $8, that was a signal that SegWit would get activated. Now it's popping up to like $40, $50. That almost tells me that SegWit will be activated on Bitcoin. So I look forward to that. And then the third coin is going to just be based on time. Okay, I'm just looking at it through time, and Dash is up to 3 years. Monero is up to 3 years. Doge is probably there as well, because they've had a little bit more than 3 years. I think they're on their 4th year. So those
they have 800 trillion billion gazillion coins, right?
That is a very realistic number, by the way.
I'm saying Doge because just based on time, and I think Brian has a good point that it could be a coin that could be literally used like for people who are doing very, very micro transactions, small amount payments, and can't afford maybe a Dash, a Litecoin, or Ethereum. Ethereum is still there on my list if they can last 3 years. They're really behind on like 2 years, but they are valuable right now, and I think it just has a lot to do with the ICOs. I'm going to wait until that pans out, and then after that, I think there's going to be at least 3 more other coins that are going to pop up. They just haven't been created yet. I think a lot of these coins are just going to fall by the wayside. And then, by what's the next halving, 2020, we'll see. we'll see the coins that are left. I think it's going to be totally dramatically different. Bitcoin may not even be the top market cap by that time as well. There might be some other coins that has like a billion coins that are worth, $5, and then all of a sudden they're worth 500 billion or something. But that's my take on the whole altcoin scene. But I do think, just from looking at how things have been going, that it seems to be spilling over. The money that people, the perception of value, that money that they can't afford one Bitcoin is going to spill over to the other altcoins. And I think that's just human psyche. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with how much money they can buy a coin with. So, all right. On my next question I have for you guys, because I do want to talk about this, is what do you think about the whole hard forking, or a potential hard forking that Bitmain came up with the blog? I know Yellow Fever, you talked about it, and what is your take on it? Because there was another proposal by a group of miners other than Bitmain that came out. They want to do something in between. They want to do a SegWit 2x with compatibility with a BIP 148. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna fork. Bitman's already announced that they're gonna wait 24 hours after BIP 148 work, and they're gonna wait about 24 hours. I think it was 20 hours, and the reason why they're waiting that long is just to see what support it's getting. But that's when they're saying they're gonna fork, and they're gonna fork privately. So they're going to fork privately, and if they can get enough, hash power to do a successful fork privately, then they're going to bring everyone else on with that.
So you think they're going to do that afterwards, after BIP 148, or even after the compromise with the SegWit 2x with the compatibility of BIP 48 or 148?
Yep.
Okay.
I do believe so.
You're saying there's going to be 2 Bitcoins no matter what?
There's going to be BTU, or Bitcoin Unlimited, and then we're going to have Bitcoin.
Okay. All right. How about you, Ozzy? How about you, Ozzy? I don't know if you kept up to date. I know you've been traveling.
Oh yeah. You bet your ass.
Okay.
I think they're full of shit. I don't think they're going to do a fucking thing. And they own millions and millions of dollars in mining equipment. They own Bitcoin. They have too much invested to risk a decline, a decline that might not recoup. Now, when they give out bad news, they know it's going to recoup. But when they do something as dramatic as a hard fork and it does not recoup, they could lose everything. I just think it's a bluff to bring something more stronger to the negotiating table. And I think you might hear of a meeting or something before any of this is actually implemented. I hope. But I just refuse to believe that Jihan Wu is that dumb of a businessman. I just refuse to believe it.
All right. Good point. How about you, Brian?
I think they're bluffing, like Theo was saying in chat. And it's not the first time people have bluffed when they thought they could control the future of Bitcoin. And all of the things they've been doing, I think, have been in order to end up buying cheaper Bitcoin.
Okay, that's interesting. I know a few of you have been saying that they're doing a scare to drop the price of Bitcoin so they could buy it. But I have to admit, that doesn't quite make sense, because they mine Bitcoin. Why would they need to buy it?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
The L3 that they came out with a couple months ago is really popular, and they're selling the hell out of it. And a lot of people are buying it with fiat. Nobody's buying with Bitcoin. And in order to fight that, they added Litecoin. You can actually pay with Litecoin to buy it, and that's not working. So they had a lot of money. They have a lot of cash, and they need Bitcoin. So they use that cash to buy that Bitcoin. And don't forget, they own the biggest fucking manufactory for Bitcoin miners. They have too much to risk. They have more to risk as an individual than the rest of us do.
Okay, that's interesting. I still don't. I still don't. I'm not convinced of that because they need cash to run their operation, and even if you pay them in Bitcoin, what they're doing is they're selling it for cash to cover their costs. Because I really doubt that their employees and their investors are taking Bitcoin as dividends or anything or payment or their wages. So I don't know. If anything, I think they dumped their Bitcoin on the exchanges. I think that, but I don't know. I'm not too sure about buying.
They
That's just
wouldn't
my
dump
opinion.
it and then give bad news to sell it for cheaper. But they had too much cash. They sold over 1 million of those L3s. You're going to see difficulty on Litecoin triple once September comes and everything's delivered.
Well, those are
Believe me,
Litecoins.
they've sold millions times 1350 each.
Okay, so you know what? That might be a good indicator that Litecoin price is going to go up because the more people mine, the more difficult it is. And when I notice the difficulty going up, that actually very similarly correlates to the price as well. As a matter of fact, if you look at difficulty and the price, you could say that the difficulty goes up before the price. Would you
The
agree on
number
that?
one indicator for difficulty is the value.
So is it the value,
Yep.
and then the price is pushed up, the difficulty is pushed up?
No, the
Or is
value
it-
goes
or is
up
it an
and then the
indicator?
difficulty follows. Difficulty goes up, value goes up, difficulty follows immediately.
That's exactly how
Because
it works.
So is that
they
bad news?
retarget every 3.5 days.
Is that bad news for Litecoin then? Because now you got all these miners coming out.
No, because value is going up anyway, so we stay at the same rate.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to stay making 8,000 regardless of what happens.
Okay.
If Bitcoin gets, I only make one a day. That means I'm going to make Litecoin's going to be $300.
All right. Did I cover it? Did I miss anybody? What did I get to you, Ken, or on the question?
Yeah. Okay. What was the question?
About the whole SegWit and the Bitmain scare, along with the compromise that come out. We got 3 proposals, maybe 4 proposals on the table with SegWit.
Oh man, we can bring all the proposals you want. I'm with I think I'm with Ozzy. I think he said he doesn't think nothing's going to happen. At least I think that's what he said. But I'm saying nothing. I think I'm with saying nothing's going to change. I'm new to Bitcoin as far as I feel like I'm only 1 year into crypto. But wasn't there already this situation with like Bitcoin Classic and other situations where I feel like that might be the case? Somebody's just going to make their own token or their own coin and go their own way with it. I think they have too much to lose and they're playing chicken with their bread and butter. They're not going to do that. They're not going to play chicken with all their money on the line. They mine it. They hold it. They sell it. It pays their electric bill. I think this is all just hype.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I do think this is a bluff because they've tried this before, but I'm gonna go a little different with you guys on this time because I do think that they're gonna try to separate and they're gonna try to split the coin. But I think what's gonna end up happening is they're just making an altcoin. And here's the thing: is I read the article on Bitmain and they are gonna mine secretly. So they are going to fork. I think they're going to try it because they're going to peel off some of their miners and then go ahead and do this secretly. So there will be a fork, in my opinion. It's just that no one's going to know about it. And then if it turns against Bitmain, they're going to, I think Bitmain's just trying to play all their hands out until they're forced to submit. And then I think this compromise with the 2x with the compatibility with bit 144 is the way to save face because it seems like they're going to play it out all the way to the end. They're gonna do a secret fork, and if it fails, they're not gonna disclose it. They're just gonna abandon it, and then eventually I'm hoping they're gonna just join the rest of the group and just admit defeat or call it saving face, whatever you want to call it. But I just don't see.
Can I add something to that, James Bond?
Yes.
The problem with your theory is, my opinion, that if they were to hard fork and they came out with another coin, that's going to be considered a centralized coin, it's going to be worthless.
Yes, yes, I agree. But they're playing their options out. You know what I'm saying? If they have ASIC boost, right, and it only works with this version of Bitcoin, it doesn't work with any SegWit unless they're going to fuck with SegWit, and maybe they're going to try to do a hard the 2x block increase, and that what that does is that gives the Chinese miners an advantage over the rest of the world. And I think Yellow Fever, you were saying something about that as well. Could you go ahead and just talk about that, because we did talk about that earlier before.
If you increase the block size too big, what happens is you end up making it to where older equipment that's mining equipment can no longer mine anymore. So your miners like your S1s and S3s, S5s, they probably won't be able, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure they will not be able to mine 2 megabyte blocks. They're just too slow. They just wouldn't be able to keep up with it. And what that means is that a lot of these miners, which have seen a new life in places like Venezuela, where they're getting free electricity pretty much over there, they're using them over there so they can eat, and basically the way I understand it, Bitman's looking at it like, if they do this, they're going to take all of those old machines offline forever, and all of those are going to have to be upgraded to new machines. That's more money in their pocket. And another thing, that a lot of people that haven't really talked about is also we got ant bleed. And if you don't know what that is, it's Bitman in their new machines has a kill switch built into them. And so what if they fork and it's not going real good? Well, they could actually just remotely turn off every single miner that's mining Bitcoin, so that all the hash power goes over to them.
Well, they could do that August 1st.
What if they do that?
Well, this is what they're trying to do is, if they do split, and to prevent a wipeout or a reorganization, that way they will keep their coins that they mined. And I do agree with you, Ozzy, they will become a centralized coin, but in some ways they're already kind of geared, it's already headed that way, where they're almost centralized right now. They really have a lot of control, specifically Bitmain being a manufacturer of the chips, producer of these mining rigs, and then also being a mining pool. And
the biggest mining pool.
Yeah, the biggest mining pool. And they have more than, I mean, China itself has probably more than 50% of the hashing. So this is a serious issue for Bitcoin. So I do think they will hard fork. Now, whether they'll actually come out and say, "Okay, come on, join us," I don't think they're going to get a lot of support, because the Chinese miners have came out with their own blog and saying, "Well, we don't want to necessarily do that, because they have a chance of becoming literally a shit coin." And no one, and then eventually I think it'll come to the users, in which the user will decide, do they want a centralized coin that wasn't supposed to be centralized, or do we want to go with a SegWit bit 148 and just kind of deal with the consequences? And I'm going with the latter, in my opinion anyway. That's what I'm going to do.
They're doing something, and they're going to do something. All of this, you could say it's saber rattling or whatever. If you go and you look on CoinMarketCap, you can type in BTU and look up what the futures for Bitcoin Unlimited, which is, his coin, and they're shit. I mean, you can't. You're not even going to pay for your electricity to mine it, and so I don't know what he, what his whole concept is, other than I think they want to rule Bitcoin. He wants to own Bitcoin. He doesn't want to just make the miners. He wants to have the coders, and he wants everything. So I think they're playing for everything.
Yeah, that's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
That's hard to do, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it will. If he's trying to do that and he's willing to dump that much money, there's got to be a split. The world of Bitcoin, the rest of the world will not accept that as far as Bitcoiners, in my opinion.
Right.
So does
That's right.
anybody have any question or anything? All right, here's my last question for all of you guys. All right, and anybody who wants to start, go ahead. But what did you all do for Father's Day?
I'm gonna keep that private.
Okay. Who's next?
I spoke with my father.
On the phone? You had a good chat with him?
Yeah, I did.
Good for you, Brian. How about you, Gary? Or Yellow Fever?
I just hung around and drank lots of ice water.
That's a true Father's Day right there. And you, Kenneth?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not chasing for a pity party, but it's just another Sunday for me.
All right. All right. It's just another Sunday for Kenneth. Well, hopefully one day you will celebrate Father's Day as a father. So
Ooh,
True.
maybe I'll adopt. That's probably how I'll get there.
all right. Well, I did probably what Ozzy did and also had dinner. So that's what I did for Father's Day.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of eating involved. That's for sure.
He did the same thing that made him a father.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you mean you fell asleep?
I went to the roots.
All right, anyone? If the chat has any more questions, sorry if I didn't see your questions before, but go ahead and put them on now. And
Ooh, James, do you mind if I do my little announcement?
oh yes, we almost forgot about that. Go ahead, Kenneth, do your announcement.
All right. Can you guys see my screen? I'm trying to do screen share because I had to go off video, but
Yes, we can see it.
I broke 2,000 subscribers today, so I'm going to be giving away a Litecoin sometime after this show. It might be tonight, it may be tomorrow. I'm going to try to make time. This ran a little bit longer than I expected, so possibly tomorrow. But if anybody comments right now their Litecoin address, I will send you 0.1 Litecoin to the first commenter. So anyway, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Make sure that the notification alerts are turned on. So when I go live anytime after this show, sometime between the next 24 hours, I'll be giving away 1 Litecoin through some paper wallets. So I'm just going to hold it up to the screen. You scan it, you sweep it. It's your crypto. And yeah, so I'm excited to be at 2,000 subscribers. So I'm giving away some crypto. And who was the first person to comment their Litecoin address? Right now, I will send you some.
I got an announcement too. I forgot.
Ozzy, you busy, man. You better have something going on.
I just hit 500 subscribers. I'm a lot newer. And I'm going to be giving away Litecoin. No offense, Ken, but I'm going to be giving away 6 Litecoin.
Brother, you mind so much, I can't be offended.
I know. No offense. I'm not trying to floss on you or anything, I promise. But I'm not going to do it until I get to Jordan where I have internet for my laptop. So I'm going to be doing it around the 25th or the 6th or the 7th of July. So go to my channel. Most of you guys are already subscribed, but anyways, that's
your last giveaway. I sat on my hands because I wanted people to win, but I'm going to be on this one then. This bounty's high enough. I'm in on this.
Well, I my last one, everybody won.
Yeah, the last one was awesome.
I don't know what you're talking about, kid. Everybody won if you stuck around long enough.
I don't like that.
We're all winners.
When I team up or like when I become friends with like a YouTuber and they're doing a giveaway, I'll just share the video in like all the like Facebook groups or chats I'm in. I'll share the content, but I don't really like watch it or try to get like crypto because I create content and I give away crypto. But I'm gonna start trying to get all your free.
Well,
coins.
when James Bond did his treasure hunt, he did it on me. I could have swept that shit every day, but I didn't.
Yeah, who knows better than you, right?
yeah, but that would have been a dick move, straight dick move.
Okay, anybody have any more announcements? Anybody want to give any more crypto away? Anybody?
Well, I will be giving away some Zcash later tonight.
Oh yeah,
man,
that's right.
I need that.
Tell
I
them
still
about
don't
your
have
weekly. Yellow Fever. Tell them about your weekly, or is it weekly Zcash that you do?
Yeah, I've been doing it every week. I think every week this year, pretty much. I give away Zcash. I take one of my miners. It's actually just my gaming rig. This miner is, and I'll point it to your wallet. If you win, I randomly pick a winner every single week, and I'll be doing that later tonight.
Awesome.
Excellent.
That's awesome. That's fun.
All right, now
that's a lot of fun.
let me do my thing now. I still have the treasure hunt. Brian, have you had a chance to crack it? Have you been trying to crack it?
I have gone through a few permutations of the possible last passcode. I have obviously not gotten it yet. I haven't had a lot of time with the film on.
Okay,
Don't worry,
okay.
he'll win it. He's won everything.
Yeah, I think he will. He's already trying. Let me go to screen share, and I will show the QR code one more time here. Let me see if I can see. Oh, here's my screen share. So let me do.
Yeah, Ken, you're supposed to be going after this treasure hunt too. You're supposed to be competing. You better take the screenshot, son.
I'm doing it now. I'm about to sweep it and see what I can do. I'm on it.
Does everybody Bitcoin, see the QR code here? So if you go back to James Bond, Bitcoin Live 007, that was a very special episode. That treasure hunt is still there. Here's the QR code. So go ahead and scan it. If you watch the videos, Luke from Yes for Motivation gave out part of the passcode, and then Brian, or was it? No, it was Brian first, then Luke, and then I gave out part of the passcode. And there's still a part of the passcode that I did not disclose. But if you can crack that code, and let me see how many Bitcoins are there. Let me see here.
My phone won't sweep that. That's weird.
I think it's $77 or 70. Here it is. Let me refresh it. It's 74. So if it goes up higher, it could be worth a lot more. So there it is. So go ahead and all that is yours if you could crack it. If not, if too much time goes on, I'm going to have to start giving out clues in the next Hangouts that I give. So stay tuned for that. Let me see here. Here's a shot of the QR code one more time. And then let me just end the screen share here.
Well, I got to go to bed, man. You guys better hurry up.
Jax doesn't even, it's like
right.
6 a.m. Holy shit, Ozzy. Jax doesn't even have the option for me to put in the password right now, so I'm probably going to have to use Copay.
Okay, yeah. I told you, Jax had a hack recently.
Jax didn't have a hack, man. It was the hardware that Jax was on that was vulnerable to getting information that you store on that hardware. Jax was not vulnerable. The hardware you had Jax on had vulnerabilities that were expressed and then they took advantage of.
Can you
that still sounds like a hack to me.
No, it's not a hack, but that's like saying if Bitcoin got hacked because Mt. Gox got hacked, or because Bitfinex or whatever, or Bittrex, whatever the one was. Ken,
can you explain one more time how did this happen? What was the vulnerability? Because
all right, so
guys,
you have two different.
I love you guys. I gotta go.
All right.
Thank you for everything. Good night,
all right,
boys.
thanks a lot, Ozzy.
Have a good night. Good morning. All right, so my whole spiel on Jax and the misnomer of it being hacked. It was not hacked. It was very well explained, but it was misleading at most by Cointelegraph. You have two ways of using a software wallet. You have client side and server side. For an example, a server-side wallet is Coinbase, where you have a username and a password, and they hold your private keys. You use that username and password to get permission to then get your private keys or use that Bitcoin or crypto. Jax, on the other hand, is a client-side software wallet where you, the client, have software, the private keys on your hardware that you're running their software on. So I can't remember the name of the person, but when this exploit was found, that if you have a Windows computer and you have like this specific, this is how your computer could be, manipulated to lose cryptocurrency through Jax. Somebody posted like how it could be done, and then that's when we saw the problem. All these super nerds were like, "Oh yeah, exploit," but the exploit was in Chrome on Windows. And if you had Jax on your iPhone or something like that, and you never ran it on your computer, it was only the desktop version that had the quote-unquote vulnerability, but that was because your desktop had a vulnerability to give access to where the software wallet let you on the client side store your private keys. So that's my spiel. Jax is awesome. The hardware that we store our shit on sucks. That's why I got the Ledger Blue, and I really hope that Jax comes out with a hardware wallet, or they get on the Ledger Blue because it's open source, and they could create an app or a wallet for this hardware wallet. But guys, your crypto is only as safe as the hardware you're running the software on. So keep that in mind.
All right, all right. Did you want to say anything, Yellow Fever, on that? I know you did a video. Is that
Yeah,
true? It was a hardware.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It was the desktop version that got hacked. But at that time, I advised everyone to step away from it at the time to make sure that there was no more vulnerabilities, of it. And like I said, if you had ever used it on your desktop, which I had on mine, you were vulnerable.
Yep.
So basically, my advice was for everyone to step away from it for a little while. Let's let Jax fix the vulnerabilities pretty much, and then come back to it after everything's been addressed and we know that it's safe. Because the last thing that we need in this space is another hack, especially a big one. So
Right.
I like preaching safety.
Okay. All right. Looks like we're going to conclude this show. It was a little bit long, but we had a lot of guests and we talked about a lot of stuff. It was a great show. Thank you guys for coming on. And Yellow Fever, for you, where can people find you?
Yeah, Yellow Fever for you on YouTube.
Okay, I have your link to your channel in the notes section. And then Kenn Bosak, where can people find you?
First and foremost, you can find me on thebitcoinpodcast.com. And I guess I could announce it here and now. It doesn't matter to me. But I will be having my own podcast where I talk to people, and it will be on iTunes and all those places that podcasts can be found. So you can find me on thebitcoinpodcast.com. I have my own podcast coming out soon. I am Kenn Bosak on YouTube. Very active on Facebook. Kind of active on Instagram and Twitter. So if you find me and you want to talk to me, or if you want to find me and you want to talk to me, just look for my name, Kenn Bosak. I'm all over.
All right, excellent. And the link to your channel is also in the notes. And then Brian, where can people find you?
Well, my YouTube channel is just my name, Brian McLaughlin. And I'm on all the other social media. If you find me there, you want to chat, that's fine. But YouTube's the easiest place.
Oh, just to let you know, there's I tried to contact you through YouTube. You don't have a link to send you a private message. Just to let you know, I have to actually someone who doesn't have anything but YouTube would have to leave a comment to contact you. I just want to bring that up for you. So maybe you could put an about page on there, so people can leave you a private message.
Yeah, I will. Thank you for pointing that out.
Okay, but I do have your link in the notes as well, so you can go there and watch some of his, I guess, activism that he does, and some acting. You do some acting. Tell us a little bit about your acting career.
Well, I've been making independent films and doing theater work. Well, the independent films for the past 5 years, theater work I've been doing through high school and college. But yeah, right now we're making independent films here in New York. They're very, very low budget. Indie films these days normally have a couple commas in their budget. Ours don't. We have whatever we can work with. But we have been going to festivals with them, indie film festivals, and have won awards. So we're honing our craft until we can get bigger budgets. Excellent.
And I've watched some of your playlists, and yes, with the beard, without the beard, I mean, you're very good. So, all right, this concludes this episode. This is, of course, James Bond, troll of YouTube. So until next time, stay tuned, everyone. See you later. Bye.
Have a day.
Right.